Hey, what's going on? In this video, it's all about perspective and the focal length. Especially, we're gonna answer the question, what focal length is needed or recommended when you think of doing portrait photography. When we compare the three of those images, it might be pretty easy to state which focal length should be the correct. So at 24mm, of course, you have this fisheye look, and when we get very close, the image is pretty distorted. So this is probably not the best choice. But do you have to invest a lot of money for a dedicated 85 or 100mm prime? The answer is no. Even with a 24mm, you can take pretty acceptable portrait. So when you compare the 70 to the 100mm, the fisheye effect is still visible. So it looks as if the ears are somehow sucked behind the head and the cheekbones somehow move when we compare those two focal lengths. So would I recommend to buy an 85 portrait lens? The answer is actually no. You can do this with 24mm, which is filming right now. It will be a little tricky, and I do not recommend to use a fisheye or a wide angle lens. But with 50 or 70mm, you can get pretty remarkable results. And why or how? The answer is because it's all a matter of perspective. I hope that you could see that the shape of my head totally changed in dependency to the distance of me, the focus, and the camera. So when you use a camera with a shorter focal length, just step one step back and you will get the same perfect result. But some of you will say, but then the background will not be as blurry as when I use a 90mm or the 85. This might be correct, but I got a simple tip for you how to fix that. Before I'm giving you some tips how to shoot nice blurry portrait with almost every lens, let's just take a quick look on the background, the backdrop I've used in this video. They're super soft, they almost feel like velvet. They're non-reflective, well, that is actually no big surprise. I mean, it's a backdrop. A backdrop just is there to be a backdrop, right? What? This is no commercial or paid promotion, so no one paid me. I just wanted to mention the backdrops because I think it's a pretty good product for the money. When they arrived, they had almost no visible wrinkles, but if you discover something like that on your product, you just can put it into your dryer and they will disappear completely. I think the idea using those backdrops is actually to using this kind of tube structure. But they were delivered with 3 clamps, so I have just nailed them onto the wall. So why are all the big YouTubers yelling at you that you need to buy a long focal lens for portrait photography? I mean, of course, there are reasons to buy a portrait lens. Normally they offer a small aperture number and there is no image distortion because of the long focal range. But is that enough to just spend another 1,000 or 2,000 euros? I think no. You just need to keep in mind a couple of simple tips and then you will be able to achieve almost the same results with any lens. Tip number 1. First, let's remove this fisheye face look when we get too close with a wide angle lens. And yeah, the answer is pretty simple. I've already mentioned you just need to step back a little. Of course, then the face is not filling the frame anymore, so we have to crop the image afterwards just a little. Number 2, and that is that the long portrait primes create this nice bokeh, this nice blurry background. But we've already learned how to fix that. Of course, getting closer is not really an option because then the distortion will come back, but we can separate the background from ourselves and then the bokeh will come back. So my conclusion on this video is invest time to work on your techniques and not invest money for new gear. If you enjoyed the video, I really appreciate if you leave a like, and if you disagree with me, I'm really looking forward to read your comments. Have a good day and hopefully see you in the next.